Baruch atah Adonai Melech Beit B'nai Gofen. Chaim. And Aaron says good Shabbos to you, right, Aaron? Yeah. Take your hand away. Say good Shabbos to everyone.
Good Shabbos.
So let me ask you a question. Did you guys save up enough money for your kids to go to college? Like to the best schools, to Columbia, to Harvard, to Princeton, to Stanford? Did you also save up enough money for your kids to go to graduate school or to medical school? Americans have this pandemic, the pandemic of saving money all day. I speak to young people, get married. Why don't you get married, build a family? They say, Rabbi, I have to save up more money. I have to make sure my family's going to be okay. No one wants to get married and have kids till they have enough money to pay for their kids' college and graduate school and for the kids to buy homes. We're always saving. We're always worrying. We want to guarantee that we're secure. The term security, social security, to make sure you're secure. Well, there's a fascinating discussion in this week's Torah portion. Moses is speaking to the Jewish people, Moshe Rabbeinu, and he's speaking about the manna that God gave the Jews in the desert. And he says, Vayancho vayariveka. And God made you pain, and he made you hungry. Vayachilcha es hamon. And he fed you the manna. Now the question is, what does it mean? God made you hungry. He paid you to give you the man. Isn't the man that we celebrate so much? God tells Moses to take tzinsenes achas, take one jar of manna and keep it for the generations so they should remember about the manna they had in the desert. In fact, the first portion of the grace after meals that we all sing, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam hazanes haolam. It says Moses made that prayer for the Jewish people to thank God for the manna. So what's going on? Why does Moses say in today's portion that God pained you and starved you and fed you the manna? What's going on here? And the Rebbe, in one of his revolutionary talks, says something so beautiful that each and every one of us should actually think about. He says, you know what was so unique about the manna? The manna filled you up for the day. It made you feel full. But God warned the Jewish people one thing. Don't keep any manna for tomorrow. In fact, Dasan and Aviram, the rabble rousers, tried to keep some of the manna for the next day. And what happened? It grew worms. The whole idea of the manna was that you don't know what's happening tomorrow. So the Jews went to sleep. They were hungry. Why were they hungry? Not because they were hungry, because they were worried. What are we going to have for tomorrow? We have no more food for tomorrow. But why did God do that? Why did God make the land of Israel a land, as Moses says in this week's Torah portion, that it's not like Egypt with the Nile brought up water every day, but they had to pray for rain. You know why the manna never stayed till the next day? Because what God wanted to take away from the Jewish people, their security in themselves, and make them recognize and realize and remember that true security is only one. In Hebrew we say, Yesh echad shekovea. There's one that decides, and that's God. So what God was saying to the Jewish people is, I don't want you leaving manna for tomorrow. You're busy securing your tomorrow and the day after and your generations. We never have enough. This generation, the next one, the next one, the next one. Says Hashem, when it comes to the manna kept you satiated for that day. But you celebrated the fact that tomorrow, you didn't know what was coming. You had trust in God. What do we say at the end of benching? Baruch HaGever Asher Yiftach BaHashem Vayah Hashem Yiftacho. Blessed is the man and woman who put their trust in God, and God becomes their trust. That was the gift and the blessing of the manna. The manna satiated you. It was delicious for that day, but nothing for tomorrow. What's going to be tomorrow? You trust in Hashem. Your kids, you worry how many levels of graduate school you're going to go through till you are ready to get married, to build a family. By the time most Americans are building families, they have to freeze their eggs to have children. That's not what Hashem wants. Hashem wants us to know today is for today, and for tomorrow we have trust in Hashem. Doesn't mean you shouldn't work. Doesn't mean you shouldn't make a vessel. Doesn't mean you shouldn't plan, of course. But don't worry. Have trust in Hashem. You know, in Hebrew, the word da'aga, which means worry, has 4 letters. Aleph, da'aga, dalid, aleph, gimel, and hey. It's only missing 1 letter. You know which letter of the first 5 letters? Beis. It has dalid, aleph, gimel, and hey. It's missing Beis. What does Beis stand for? Say the rabbis, Beis stands for bitachon, trust in God. When you're missing bitachon, trust in God, then you have da'aga, you have worry. Moses is telling the Jewish people, God, He gave you the manna. He didn't let you keep it for the next day. He made you hungry, so to speak, that you weren't sure what would be tomorrow. But He allowed you through that, instead of putting your trust in yourself, to put your trust in God. Those who trust in God, kindness will surround them. One of the greatest challenges of Americans is not to worry. We're always worrying. What's going to be with Social Security? What's going to be with inflation? What's going to be with the pandemic? What's going to be? We're worried. But when you put your trust in Hashem, then what happens when you put your trust in Hashem?
Pays off.
Pays off. How does it pay off?
By Hashem rewarding you.
When you trust in Hashem, then He gives you what you need. Worrying is great, but it's not going to solve the solution. Saving enough, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. My friends, I wanted to wish you good Shabbos. For those of you local, I hope you'll join us in Shul tomorrow at 10:30. And for those of you not local, find the shul near you and go connect to Hashem and celebrate the beautiful Shabbat. We love you all. May it be the will of Hashem that we learn from the lesson of the manna and why Israel was so dependent on rain. And instead of worrying how we're going to make sure and guarantee our children, our children's financial security and our own, remember that God is the one that decides that. Good Shabbos. Love you all.
Shabbos. Shabbos.
You want to tell them something?
Uh.
Okay. Good Shabbos. You're beautiful.